Okay, so the controls are on this side, so you can't see them, but basically you have fan and air conditioning, and that's pretty straightforward. Your condensate from the air conditioner just goes on the roof and just runs off whatever direction you're off level. That's where you'll find it dripping. It's kind of the way they work, which is sort of funny. So just in a hot, humid moment, you're like, where's that water coming from? Air conditioner. It's an FYI on that regard. We do have what are called bunk fans. Bunk fans, you may have seen before, are these little beasties, and like all the other lights, I replaced them with LEDs, so they're much lower use, and then the fans themselves get electricity by plugging into, it looks like a headphone jack, like a stereo headphone jack is your power, which plugs into these, and there's your lights, and then there's your fan on low and high. Depending upon how you're doing it, if you're running your top bunk, a lot of people feel the best is actually to open windows and blow cool air out of the hot air out of the bunk and up and out, and it tucks it in. These clip on. You can clip them on here a couple different ways. You also can clip it like this direction and blow it either direction like that to go with that. These do pull more electricity, obviously, so you know your 12-volt system. You got two of those. Over on your end bunks, so you have these. The mattresses, there's insulation underneath the mattresses. This is called a zero exposure system. So there's insulation under the mattresses. Then of course the mattress itself provides some insulation. Then of course your bedding, like we use sleeping bags, you know what I'm saying, provides some insulation, and that's all well fine and good. That being said, in cold weather, the bunks get much colder than the inside beds. Okay, just because the nature that it's got wood underneath them, and at least more wood. You go with that. So if you have shore power, I'll tell you what, these are very cozy and very warm, these connectors. For reasons I don't understand, they are extraordinarily tight connections. These go in, you can look at them, and they plug into the end, but they are very firm to go through and work your way in and go through into that. I don't understand why, but they are. But anyways, that's kind of one of the logistics. You may need an extension cord for the master end, which is the end sort of further away from the kitchen. That's actually, I'm sorry, that's the master.
That's the master.
You're right, that's children's end, which is one where we sleep. There, you know what I'm saying, the nearest cord would be underneath down where the thermostat is. That, you know what I'm saying, I don't know if you might need an extension cord for that one, just as an FYI. Might want to try that. Furnace I mentioned already. I was just going to comment, this gets very warm, so don't put obviously any combustibles right in front of the furnace, you know what I'm saying, just FYI. On the other hand, if you have cold, wet boots, it's a nice place to put them. Just a little bit back. Get dried out. I've done that before. And do those kind of things. You've got a fire extinguisher over here. Comes to the camper. If you could get a picture of this over here, Shereen. This is your LP gas detector. LP gas / carbon monoxide, I think. The detector is the one that comes with this. And for whatever reason, the lifespan on these in campers is very short. And you can read on all the forums for yourself. In fact, I might recommend the pop-up portal. I'll send you a link. It's a great spot to read about the life and care of your pop-up. And so I've actually replaced that one already, although it was supposed to be still good for another 2 years, but because the other one was beeping. Just FYI, it's a common replace item, and they're $50 on Amazon or whatever. It's 2 screws and 2 wires to snip, and you're good to go. So that's if you have any issues with that one. Okay, so next, let's talk about the dinette area. Go with that. All right, so these little cushions pop up like this. Go here and here. Table is Velcro down, pops up. And then you've got a couple choices. This is technically a freestanding picnic table. Little thing, but it is. If you want to take this out and go use it outside, then you go do that. If not, then you pop down the legs and set it here as a freestanding table. It's always been a little claustrophobic for me because I'm kind of a big guy. Dion, you may not fit here, you know what I'm saying? But just FYI. Kids, little kids, absolutely, no question about it. Let's talk about the back things here. So these are the back rests, and they go in here like this on this side. On this, that's pretty easy. Over on this side, there is a pop-up piece that provides, in theory, a backrest. I think for little people like that, you know what I'm saying? You can go with that, and there you go. So that's that part of it. While we're here, let's talk about a few things over here, Sheree. If you can come towards me. So a couple things here. So this is your thermostat we talked about previously. I'm fighting with my toe. This is your nearest electrical outlet. And to the bed I mentioned, you need an extension cord for over here. This is your fuse box if you need to replace a fuse, an RV fuse. I don't think I have any RV fuses in here. I'll look and see. I had some at one point, but then I couldn't find them. They may have gotten accidentally pitched. So I don't know that. I do not think I have any extra RV fuses at the moment. Getting under here, on this one, there is technically a little bit of storage. I don't use it. This is how you would get in if you needed to replace your carbon monoxide detector. This is the back of your electrical outside, for example, and a little bit of storage right here if you want to put in a few tools or something, whatever you put them in there. On the other side, let's move the things around. On the other side, there's storage underneath here, and I'm not going to set this up, but let you discover it on your own. This is, as I mentioned, Amy, the freestanding shelter. You could use, I'll show you the shower outside. You could use it to take a shower in, or it could be used outside and for a potty to go with that. So that's something there. You can play with that. This is the porta potty that I told you about. System that we keep underneath here. We've actually never used it, but we had it in case we needed to. So it's a little folding piece. It folds out with 3 legs, and then there are little special bags that go in there. And there is a little set of extra bags here. This is a 12-pack. You get multiple uses, so I think there's 2 inside of there, so I think you get 14 uses. You have enough to go potty a fair amount to go with that. Okay, so there's that. Then, additionally in here, if I can get this on. We've only used this in testing purposes. If you're boondocking and don't have external pieces, external heat or whatever, but if you do have propane cylinders, which I think you know very well, this is supposed to be certified for indoor use. It's kind of the whole point of it. It uses a catalytic converter basically to burn off and not produce carbon monoxide, they say. I've used it. I didn't die. You know what I'm saying? To go through and do this. But this is an heater, and this will heat up this camper pretty well. Pretty well. It'll take the chill off to go through and do that. So if you have this and a couple of propane cylinders in a pinch, you won't freeze, if you follow my point. As long as I'm down in here, this is the external LP gas hose. When I get to the outside of the camper again, I'll talk about this, but this can be used to then hook up a propane source to the actual main propane tank, like a barbecue grill, for example, off the back of the camper, if you want to use that as a propane source. You may need an adapter, depends on which grill you have, and I'll talk through that. In fact, we should throw in that extra grill we have. Amy would probably like that. So I'll throw in the grill, and I don't know if you can use this hose without an adapter on that grill or not. You can figure that out on your own. Okay, there you go, bonus. Okay, so last couple thoughts inside the camper here. There were little black plastic things that were on the ends here that we've long since lost. I have a little tape, which is not staying on here as well as I'd like, to protect from sharp edges. On some of these you may want to redo that with both sides. The inside, just as an FYI. There's one maintenance item here that I wanted to accomplish and I've run out of time, and I want to ship the camper to you and not delay. And that is this latch right here. This should be secured on both sides, and it's popped loose. I have to kind of jiggle with it, and it obviously is in a lock position right now, but there's something, I don't know if it's a screw or something, possibly a rivet. Something is wrong with this particular piece right here. And as you go through and do it, so that is a maintenance item I did not get done. I wanted to get done, go through and do that. In terms of sleeping positions in here, this is David's bed for us. We sleep here, Sarah sleeps there. This one is technically another sleeping area. I think it's for those people. Because this is kind of thin, but this does slide out. I think like that. And then this comes down here. This comes all the way over. By little people I mean in terms of weight. I think this pops in like that.
Okay.
And that's, you know what I'm saying, that's in theory another bunk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. The camper says it sleeps 6. You know, it's not like a 6-person tent where you'd be touching each other, but it is, that would be comfy and cozy. If you had little people, then you could do better. Go with that. I think that's all I got to say on the inside. Alright, so a couple last things overall. Some of the things you're going to find packed in the camper. A couple of fairly decent travel chairs, Dutch oven, pie irons, camp lantern, like a picnic thing for doing the trash can kind of thing. A whole bunch of cooking apparatus. The round one, in case you're curious, is for holding jiffy pop. Campfire. Thought maybe Stephanie would probably be a lever grill, which we just talked about, we'll throw in there. Metal camp stove, which is pretty awesome. It's been great. And we've got a stand for the Weber grill, which we're not using, so maybe you'll use it. We found some fuses that might fit, I don't know. Herman's got a couple of things. Continuing over this way, there's, these are our jugs we use for water, for fresh water. These are 3 gallon, 2-3 gallon ones. Go through that, may want to rinse them out first, but they're pretty good. I think it's about it. Alright, so this is my old Coleman camp stove. Has served me well through many years, and we'll bequeath it to you for now. This is actually how most of our meals are cooked. So unpacks like a suitcase, go through, pack up. I kept the cardboard thing here because it just makes it nice for traveling purposes. This all comes out, goes over, drop your grill down, do your windscreens. I'm going to not do the one towards the camera because that would block it. This takes Coleman white gas, or it is what's called their dual fuel series. This can run on unleaded gasoline. So, in a pinch, hey, it's pretty good. Get a little more fumes, but it works. Excuse me. So, fill it up with gas. Go ahead and turn your valve. Pump. And it's usually about 30 pumps. You'll feel it get solid. And then go down, close the valve. There is a valve here, and there are instructions here. Flip that up. This makes a now screeching noise. Sorry if it does. Yep, it did. Hooks in like that. Make sure your second burner is off, which is one that's on right now. Just tighten that one up. Okay, it's firm now. That one's off. Turn this on high, light it with a lighter or whatever. Burn it about a minute until you start seeing it stabilize, and flip your lever down to cook. Once this one's going well, then you can then light your... Okay, so this is the outdoor shower. Just wanted to mention this. Couple comments on this, just so you're aware of it. Oh, as I sit down, sorry. Okay, one is that it looks like I've got them off now. I think I do, but when you hook up to city water the first time, you might want to just double check that this isn't spewing water. There's on-off here, and then there's an on-off here that I can't quite figure out which direction is on and which is off. Maybe it's in the instructions someplace. So I'm going to put it that way to the left and hope that that is off, although these should turn off here. There is a feature, by the way, or not a feature, a problem I guess you should say, that if these are on and this is off and you go to run your hot water heater, you actually can pull cold water through the line to mix with your hot, and that may be why I'm not getting so much hot water, and you might want to test that. I've read that before, but I didn't think that was the case. But when I popped this open a second ago, it does look like at least I think that they could have been both on, which you can set up a situation where water can flow from one side to the other and siphon cold water into your hot. Just a thought. Thanks, bye. Okay, so a couple comments on the outside of the trailer over on this side. So this metal bracket goes with an exterior table that fits here. It's down and stored inside of there. I've never used it, but it's inside of there. This is external outlets, which hooks into your AC to give you outlets on this side. This is the bracket for the table if you use the table on that side. Over here, I had mentioned there is a way to hook in external propane, which I'm pretty confident is this right here. So you want to do an external propane grill off of your main propane tank, then that's a hookup, I think, for that. In terms of, I mentioned there's some cosmetic damage from where the tire blew. So there's this is basically where some of the wires struck right across here. You can see this, and then I lost the yellow lens that would normally go over top of this. You can see the LED conversion that I put inside of there. And of course, there's the lights still work on it, but it needs a new, whatever, $5 lens. I just haven't gotten that. A couple little things I meant to do for you, I just haven't had time to do, but I don't want to delay it any longer. Getting it out the door to you. Go with that. These brackets here, this is here, and there's a matching one back over here. These are the ones for the awning. So if you pull out your awning, which is up there at the top, then there are poles that are, I think, inside of there that go and hook into those brackets. I think I've used the awning once. You'll probably use it differently than we use. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that you use commonly, we just didn't use that much. I think that's most of it. I guess in terms of security, I'll mention this part. So we call this the drawbridge. This is the external door that closes. A couple comments. One is when you go to push on the left-hand side. It's just takes a little bit of effort on the left to push it. This is relatively secure. When you go to do your keys, my comment would be you'll figure out the keys for it. Of course, there's the single tooth. So we can get a spot here. Single tooth silver. This opens the front small side, the back small side, and the shower. That's the single tooth one on this list. This carabiner, what you're going to give to you. What you want for this one is the double sided silver. The double silver is this one right here. And flipping that actually makes it relatively secure that you can't get in and out of the door. Again, you can take a pocket knife and cut through the fabric and then climb in, but you can't surreptitiously easily walk in. And the problem is, I never bother locking this one, because to unlock it, you could just grab the Velcro, reach your hand in like this and unhook that door. There's no reason for locking this one, in my opinion. But this one down here, this is, particularly with the top down, it's relatively secure. We've left valuables inside there locked in a parking lot overnight, and I didn't sweat it personally. The front side here, the guy that sold us the salesman at Beckley's RV said that we should assume that at least 10 other people in the campground will have this key. I'm not sure about that one, but you know what I'm saying, that this is a fairly generic single-sided key here for these. It's a little lower tech. So just FYI on that. I think that's about everything I got for you. Let me spin around to me. And so glad that you all are getting it. This is selfie mode. And I'm going to pack it up tonight. It's Friday, and I'll try to get this video off to you, and hopefully go from there. Love you. Thanks. Bye.